Hey, what up, guys? This is Martin here from women.That. Your favorite chat is here from Poland, showing up like always every single day. And today, we're gonna talk about something that actually puts a lot of guys in jeopardy, and it sabotages their success in life. And this is something that a lot of you young guys, especially, don't understand. Because I have free groups on Facebook and on Discord, which you can join in the links down below, by the way. And I got a lot of questions, right? From guys who are 18, 20, what should I do with this girl? This girl doesn't respond to me, what should I do? Or one guy asked me, does this girl like me? Or is she just, playing with me, right? I get a lot of these messages. And I will just tell you this, guys. If you're from 18 to 30, realize this. Your prime in life as a man comes later in life. And this is something that a lot of guys don't understand because, frankly, it's because you don't have that perspective yet. I'm 25, by the way, and I can clearly see where a lot of guys are heading if they're on the right track, or conversely, if they're on the wrong track and it's going to put their life in turmoil. But the thing is, women are only valued for their looks, primarily. Sure, we have a couple of other traits and qualities that women are valued for as well, but primarily it's mostly about looks. It's always been that way. I know there's probably going to be some feminist who's going to be mad at me for saying this. She's going to freak the fuck out, but this is the truth. It's always been that way. But for us guys, it's not just about our looks. And this is something that a lot of you don't understand. We as men, we're valued for a lot more things than just our looks. Yes, it's nice to have looks. It's nice to be a Chad. Absolutely. It does help you with women and with that instant attraction. It's a big, big plus. But at the same time, especially once you get older, you need to compensate with other traits as well. You can't just rely on your looks as a man, because your looks will eventually diminish. They will fade away at some point. That's just the unfortunate truth. So, you guys, all you young guys who are watching me, just keep working on yourself. Your prime will come later in life. And not just with women, but in life, success in life especially. Sure, there's some anomalies out there that are already incredibly successful 20, like Mark Zuckerberg, for instance. He was already a billionaire at 24, I believe. Or the Snapchat founder, he was 27, he was a billionaire. But these are anomalies. These are not it's not replicable. These are incredibly rare cases. We're talking about the average dude who's watching this, who has a normal job, who maybe you just started your own business, maybe you're trying to progress in your career, maybe you're studying really hard, or maybe you're lost, okay? Maybe you don't know what you want to do with your life, which is completely fine if you're like 20 or something. Because you have to figure that out. And that's actually where I think your 20s should be. You should really try things and see if it's actually working for you. Because women, going back to what I just said, women are only really valued for their looks. And their looks will fade away, for most women. I can tell you from my experience, I used to know a lot of girls when I was like 15, 16, 17. And now, if you were to skip forward 10, 11, 12 years later, they don't look as good as they used to. A lot of them have wrinkles. They have a lot of, they stop wearing makeup. They cut their hair real short. They're a little bit more jiggly, in their belly. They're not as feminine. They're a lot more toxic. They're a lot more masculine in a way. They're not the same women that they used to be. And also the opposite. I also knew a lot of women who used to be kind of mid when they were 16, 17, 18, but now their bodies are banging and they're really hot. Same thing for guys. I used to know a lot of guys who are ugly ducklings in their mid to late teens, including myself. But then as we progressed later, we really started to improve our looks and our life. And I think it's the same thing for a lot of you who are watching me. So, remember, this is a long-term game. This is a long game. So just because you're not getting success in life right now, not just with women, but really with anything, you should analyze your mistakes, analyze it, really see if you can recalibrate and put yourself on the right track. Once again, very important. That's why learning from a mentor is so valuable. Learning from someone who's already been on the path that you want to walk on, because he can actually give you the steps, and someone like that can actually see where you're failing, and he can see your weak points. He can see like the missing link that's in your puzzle, right? You can plug it in, right? You can put the missing pieces in this whole thing. So, yes, guys, keep working on yourself and ignore women for the most part when you're young. Because I see this happens to a lot of young men. They fall in love with one woman when they're like 18, 20. They commit to her, and they're with her for like 5, 10 years, and then all of a sudden she leaves him for no reason. They have kids, they have a mortgage, they have obligations, and they have a lot of credit. And it's not as easy to like move on with your life when you're in that age range, right? Or in that age group. It's a lot harder because you have more things going on, you have more baggage, you have more things that are really like tangling you in this system. And so, but when you're young, you have no obligations really. That's actually the best time to start is when you're really young, like from 18 to 30. That's arguably the best time to start because you're building your foundation. You're building your core philosophy really on who you are as a man. You're building your assets, your knowledge. I think the most important thing any young man can do is to work on their skills. Their knowledge, their mindset, how they think about the world, and trying a lot of things, making a lot of mistakes, going through a lot of stress. Because that's the only way you're going to grow as a man. Like, I get a lot of these questions from a lot of guys. Oh man, how you're so smart at 25? You know so much. You're so wise for your age. Bro, it's because I've tried so many things in my life already. At 25, I feel like I'm a 35, 40-year-old man with all my wisdom. Literally. Because I've been through so much. I've failed so much. I've gone through so many hardships in life. And I was being kicked against the wall so many times. But I picked myself up. I'm like that wolf, right? I'm like that wolf that's wounded, has a lot of these arrows are fucking sticking to him, but I'm still going. Blood is, cutting out my body, but I'm doing it. I'm still going. I'm still standing, Elton John once said. I'm still standing. Yeah. It should be the same thing for your life. We're working, we're growing nonstop, and we're progressing. And you will realize later that your life will get easier once you put in the work. Once you, let's say, hit 30 or 35. Or even your late 20s, by the way. This is a fact. Most men will testify to this. I know so many men who are in their 30s or 40s now that used to, they were thrown into the ground at 20. They were, bankrupt. They were broke. They were lonely, single. No girl wanted them. They had an ugly-ass car. They were kind of skinny, scrawny. No one really paid attention to them. But now, the script is flipped. Everyone is paying attention to them. They're the boss now. And the same thing can happen to a lot of you guys. I don't really believe in this myth that a man is ugly. An ugly man doesn't exist to me. You can even see it on a lot of celebrities. Like, if you have their before and after pictures, with surgery and money, you can fix a lot of things. You can definitely improve your looks in so many ways. And that's the beauty of being a man. We're literally like a Pokemon character. We can improve ourselves in so many ways. Financially, looks-wise, in our body, with our social skills, with our confidence, with our business, with our career, with our intelligence, with our mental toughness. I mean, there's so many things. There's so many layers that you can work on as a man. It's amazing. It's indescribable. But with women, I feel it's the complete opposite. I feel like once women get older, it's like they turn into a very young man who's struggling. Well, women at, let's say if they're 35 and 40 and they have baggage, a lot of them do have baggage. They have a lot of tats. They have a lot of they just don't look as good anymore. And they're not as feminine. They're not as loyal. I think a lot of you guys have experienced this with women. So, That's the beauty of being a man. That's the beauty of it. And you should embrace being a man. Okay? Yes, we're gonna fucking get killed. No, we're not gonna get killed, but we're gonna get smashed into the wall. We're gonna go through a lot of shit. It's gonna be a dreaded experience. It's gonna feel a little sanded, but at the same time, it has this life that we're on has a bounded upside. We can actually become something. It's like the hero story, right? At the beginning, that hero or that character that portrays the hero goes through a lot of shit, goes through a lot of failure, a lot of misery, a lot of embarrassment. He goes through a lot of misery. He goes through a lot of stress, really, until that one day he decides to turn everything around, okay, and he turns himself completely. He becomes the man, the hero, and now the tide has switched. You know, it's working in his favor now, and I think it can look the exact same way for a lot of you guys. You have the power in your hands, but instead you want to complain that life is hard for a man. Really. We live arguably in the best time right now. 2024 is an amazing time to be alive as a man. You have all the goddamn resources at your fingertips, basically. We have YouTube, we have Instagram, we have Facebook, we have Wikipedia, we have Google. I mean, there's so many amazing resources we have, but we fail to capitalize on them. It's mind-blowing, you know. And I'm not trying to sound pompous. We're actually very gifted to be alive in this age. The fact that I can communicate with a lot of you guys who are from the US, Canada, Australia, Germany, France, Switzerland, the Czech Republic, Norway, it's amazing. Like, imagine if I were to tell that to my grandparents or my great-great-great-grandparents. I used to live in the Second World War era. Or the First World War era. You know, my great-great-granddad, he was killed somewhere in Belarus. You know, I never got to know him. I never saw his pictures. But I heard it was a big motherfucker. He was really strong. He was like 6'4", 6'5". He used to carry like these trees, these lodges in his hands. He was a big motherfucker. Imagine if our kids and our grandkids have that technology like we have right now. That's amazing in and of itself, right? So no, don't compare yourself to women. Yes, women will reject you. Not every single woman is going to like you. Not every person will accept you. Not really. Most people will not take you seriously when you're a young man. But keep working on yourself and don't quit. I believe in you guys. So let's stay strong, and yeah, that's about it. Have a great weekend.